In my humble opinion, in whichever way you look at things, as far as the Kenya Kwanza government is concerned, kimeumana kuumana. Okay? You can't deny that. And anybody who doesn't want to look at it that way is obviously in denial. But you see, the most important thing here is not bashing the government. The most important thing here is that we are all affected. The longer it takes for the government to smell the coffee, the longer it takes for politicians to face reality, the more difficult it's going to be for all of us. So that is a matter of concern. It is super fascinating. I just thought I should also share this with you. It is super fascinating that the latest in the effort by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to meet with former President Uhuru Kenyatta, to mend fences, to create a united front for the Mount Kenya region. The latest in that effort is that Gachagua handlers have met with stiff resistance from former President Uhuru Kenyatta's handlers. In other words, bila kizungu mingi, Uhuru is not interested. And the response of Uhuru people just emphasizes or confirms, whatever you like, what I have just said about things being elephant for the current government. They said that the former president is not interested. Now listen to the following very interesting words. Is not interested in being involved in redeeming a government that is already rolling down a cliff. In other words, the interpretation of Uhuru's camp is that what Rigathi Gachagua is looking for is more clout and a confirmation that is the Mount Kenya kingpin, because he's in government. And he was hoping to achieve this by meeting former President Uhuru Kenyatta, sweet talking him, getting into a kind of handshake, a kind of deal of sorts. That's what Gachagua was looking for, apparently. And Uhuru's people have said no. I'm sure Kina Morad included. We are not interested. Why? Because we do not want to be seen, to be associated with a government that is rolling down a cliff. Talk about putting things bluntly. Now, in motherland Kenya, at the top of the news now, is of course the visit by King Charles and the Queen of England, official visit to Kenya. And there is a man who is very visible these days on social media, all over the place, called Francis Gaido. In my opinion, Bwana Gaido is just the man for our times. You know, some of us are too soft. We don't speak forcefully enough. Maybe you don't say it bluntly. The way things are, we don't say it bluntly enough. But Bwana Gaido usually comes out with both barrels of his gun firing non-stop, and is rapidly gaining a huge following, which is good. Now Bwana Gaido recently alinitusi vibaya sana, actually me and my generation, because he was talking about the boomers, and in whatever he said, it was also obvious he was including the Generation X, people born after 1965. The boomers are, of course, people born between 1946 and 1964. 1946 was after the Second World War. Many people worldwide decided to have babies now that peace had returned to the world. And Bwana Gaido accuses our generation of being the dumbest, retarded, We really don't understand much. We are the generation that used to read newspapers, knowing that we were reading the printed word. And according to us in those days, the printed word had to be true. We never even did any research of our own. As long as it was printed, it was 1000% true. And according to Bonagaido, we are the people who are going to see this current visit to Kenya by King Charles, in the wrong lens, totally ignoring the fact that this is a case of our former colonial master visiting us, and doing so at a time when tujamalizana yale mambo mabaya yalifanyika hapo kale. There's been no restitution or even apologies over the gross human rights violations the British were involved in the nation called Kenya. And just to prove how retarded the boomers are, Bonagaido refers to a super fascinating recent post on the Nation Media Group. It is more than fascinating because it appears that the Nation newspaper, which at the time was still the leading newspaper in the country, very prosperous, doing very well, shares on the Nairobi Stock Exchange always pointing north, etc., etc. It is just mind-blowing that they were warned about the coming storm. But according to Bonagaido, because those people making decisions at the time were boomers, they didn't understand and they were not able to save the business. Because today as we speak, what they were being told at the time has come to pass. People don't read newspapers anymore. News is mainly consumed digitally. And in retrospect, if the boomers had listened that time to the young men predicting the future for them, very young men, warning them of the coming storm, maybe the Nation Media Group today would have been a very different kind of business. Because as things stand, anybody who bought Nation Media Group shares a few years ago at 1 million Kenya shillings, do you know what the value of those shares are today? Hey, you don't want to hear this one. Roughly Kenya shillings 40,000. Anyway, in my opinion, retarded boomers or no retarded boomers, there is a very important lesson to be learned here. And that is about the evolving situation in business, in life, and even in politics. Even if you feel so confident today that you're on top of the situation, in your business or even politically, ni Mungu tu anajua mambo ya kesho. Things sometimes change too fast, especially in this technological age we live in, when even on the world stage things are changing at lightning speed, so fast that there's no time even to analyze what has already happened and is continuing to happen. People have really been pushing me to say something about this royal visit to Kenya, and have been deliberately avoiding to do so, I believe for obvious reasons. Anyway, let's go for it. In my opinion, at best, this visit is very ill-timed, considering the mood of Kenyans, considering what happened on August 2022, considering what Wafula Chebukati did to us, and considering that some high commissions linked to these countries that are now on a royal visit were mentioned as having supported and aided Chebukati in what he did. This is why, in my opinion, it is very bad timing. Putting myself in the shoes of the government at this point in time, I would not be able to predict the response of Kenyans to this state visit. I would be very nervous about how Kenyans are going to respond to it. And that is why I'm saying it is ill-timed. Let us see how it develops. Please allow me to leave it there for now. But bottom line, kimeumana kuumana. That is the correct situation. Atmosphere, environment kwa ground in motherland Kenya. And of course the people who are suffering most are Kenyans. Recently somebody tried to tell us that the Kenyan shilling has been overvalued all these years, and that as it loses to the dollar, that is a good thing. Can you imagine somebody actually saying that? Ignoring the suffering this kind of development comes with? Indeed, I commented on our Telegram page that this can be considered, such a remark, to be a crime against humanity. Oh yes, because it totally ignores the consequences of what is happening, and especially the pain it's bringing to Kenyans. And this pain is growing day by day. Surely you can't say such a thing, hata kama umesoma mpaka wapi. Because it's not factual to start with. It's not. And considering this pain, in case you've not yet had the chance to take in my latest sizzler, the Ruto Kenyans will never know, there is a unique opportunity over the next 24 hours to do so. If you feel that you need this very important content and your budget doesn't quite cut it to enable you to get your hands on it, for the next 24 hours, you can name your prize. Lakini usinifinye sana. And for that reason, the limit will be 50. The first 50 to send me an email on that email address you see on your screens right now. You miss this at gmail.com. Naming your prize. And then guess what? I will also throw in another valuable Kumekucha book. You can choose for yourself, or you can allow me to choose for you. The most liked of my other ebooks, of course, is Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency, How Mutula Kilonzo Sr. was murdered. And then there's another one called The President's Lovers. Now that last one of you took it in recently, and they were delighted, very excited about it. And yes, it talks about a Kenyan president. And so, you have this very exciting opportunity. Please take full advantage of it. As we wait for the month of November and the big political surprises that month will come with. Because many analysts believe this is the calm before the storm, including yours truly, of course. I also believe the same. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.